theirs is Pixel Galaxy. The next game we switch to is also theirs, so we don't have to do any
Swapping.
fancy swapping. Here we go.
I'm just grooving to the music.
These games are beautiful. I'm
Hello?
freaking out over them. Ah!
Hello.
Welcome to the Super Show.
Hey, how are you?
Good. We were just debating how we pronounced your name.
Yeah, I heard. People
Sorry.
normally call me Z.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do we pronounce it though? To be
that was actually really close. Zhenghua is how normally people pronounce it. I mean, it's really long and really Chinese, so people usually just call me Z.
Z?
Get it over. Yep.
I won't feel bad then.
No worries.
All right. Please. I saw this game. I listened to the soundtrack, and I love bullet hell games. What is Pixel Galaxy?
Yeah, absolutely. So Pixel Galaxy is you can call it a bullet hell game, but really I would say that it's more of a bullet heaven game. One of the tricky parts about the game is that it resembles an old school arcade shooter type kind of game, but you are not allowed to shoot. And instead, whenever you touch an enemy, it turns into your friend and you kind of try to survive together. So you essentially try to live as long as you can and then kind of see where it goes.
Oh, I don't have the screen share going, do I?
Yeah, I'm watching the stream right now. It's a few seconds behind.
Oh, okay. I can set up the screen share in a second.
Yeah, no worries.
My bad. Skype, help me. Help me. This monitor, is this the right one? This is the right one.
Skype never helps anyone.
No, you're gonna see the wedding photo, but there you go. That should work.
Oh, yep, I see it.
I quit. Whoops. Let's try that again. Wait, did I break the game? Are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like,
it. Yep.
did I break it? So the bullets themselves are just smaller little squares. You know, nothing too crazy. And then the bigger things are what I can absorb.
Yeah, that's correct. Anything that's a little bit bigger than the bullet is we call it a pixel. And whenever you touch it, you can see that it just kind of gets on your body, and then you can grow your ship that way.
Oh, let's go down, grab that. So they only fire in that one direction, right? So I don't have to worry about. Oops.
Yep. Yeah, that's correct. So whenever you touch an enemy pixel, it still retains its original property. So if it shoots right, it's always going to shoot right. If it shoots kind of in a crazier pattern, like the ones that are about to wreck your face, it'll do that too.
Now, are you guaranteeing me that I'm going to die here? Oh god. Okay.
I'll go yes. I'll go with it. Yes. May or may not be intentional.
Since it does say cleared, it does feel like that's potentially
I was
on
thinking,
purpose.
I was like, oh, they'll be fine. They'll be fine. So someone is already claimed. Oh, number 4. Someone claimed that this is like Blob Snake.
I mean, it's definitely a lot of kind of snake inspiration here. Tetris is actually a huge part of it.
There you go. Okay.
I can see that for sure.
Also, old school games like Galaga. One of my favorite games of all time is kind of an indie Japanese title called Toho. There's a whole series behind that. Yeah, so that was a huge inspiration behind this. One of the things when I first came up with the idea was, it's so unfair that whenever in Toho, for example, whenever the enemy shoots, it's always super crazy, and when you shoot, it's always like this lame thing that barely does damage. So what if we kind of even up the playing field, where you can absorb any enemy and turn them to your friend and kind of just grow your ship that way? And that's kind of how this game came to be.
Oh! Do not touch those. Did I actually? Okay, I didn't. Hey, achievements, my favorite. All right, now we're actually gonna play the game. That was just the tutorial itself. I did a little bit of testing with the game itself. And can I ask who does the soundtrack to this?
Yeah, so our lead game designer, David, actually did all the soundtrack. He's a professional musician, and also our lead game designer, also our state champion in Super Smash Brothers. So
there you go.
Yeah, does a lot of that stuff. So all
nice
of the
credentials.
Yeah, all of the music in our games are done by him.
Now is that Melee or is that
Melee?
Okay,
Yep.
all right.
Yeah, the real Smash Brothers.
The real Smash Brothers. Oh, jeez. Because the music that is done is just incredible. And correct me if I'm wrong, you can buy the soundtrack to this as well, right?
Yep. You can get it on Steam.
which I highly recommend.
Yeah, there are, I believe, 7 songs total. So there's one for the menu, the theme song, and then every difficulty has its own theme song that also gets randomized depending on how long you've been playing that difficulty, just so that we can kind of keep it fresh for players who sit there and play it for a really long time.
Hours, and oh yeah, I can, oh hey, that seems like it's going to be very effective. Oh god. I find it very difficult to pick up any more, like, because you don't control when you shoot, it just shoots.
Right. You actually identified one of the main balance points that we added into the game, and that's very much intentional. Is that the bigger you are, the harder it is for you to actually absorb things. Also, something to note is that the bigger you are, the slower you actually move. So sometimes you don't want to be so big. I've seen during playtesting, I've actually seen a lot of players who try to keep their ship as small as possible,
Really?
just so that they're nimble and then they can kind of run around faster. And also, it's not as chaotic, because when it gets chaotic, it's hard to dodge. And sometimes when there's a laser coming at you, you just kind of get one shot. So if you're smaller, it's actually more advantageous in some ways.
And that's even after picking up some of the, oh god, this is what you're talking about. Picking up some of the like the shields or the, oh, my concentration is going to go to shit here in a second. Oh boy.
It's okay, Rue. I'm here. You don't have to hold conversations if you just want to win.
Yeah, one of the things I noticed is I think you're using a controller, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so the thing that we added with the controller is that you're actually allowed to move slower if you just tilt your controller a small amount instead of yeah, so that way if you need to make precise movements, you can do that. It's one of the advantages to playing this game with a controller instead of keyboard.
Oh, it's just hard to do, like key press. Oh god, like that.
Yeah.
Not die. Well, I mean, I already beat my test run score,
Yeah,
so that's good. Let's hope that we can continue this going. And how many difficulties does this have?
So it has 6 different difficulties and 20 plus bosses in the game. So earlier you saw the first boss in the game, which is called the Pixel, which is just kind of a tutorial to a boss on what it feels like to fight your first boss. Every 100 seconds you get to a new boss, and then essentially you can after 1,000 seconds you can pretty much get through all the difficulties in one run. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna get really hard really fast.
I know. Like at this size, I can already see it already hitting pretty difficult. What are you? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. There's nothing I can do here. Oh.
Rue, so far you've already gotten further than I managed to.
Yay!
Oh, you managed to pick up his giant arm. You see that?
Oh, cool. It's gone.
Yeah. It was cool while it lasted. Yeah, so that was the Baron, inspired by the Red Baron. That was actually, I think, the second boss I ever designed, which is pretty cool. Went through a lot of iterations. Kind of wanted to make a top-down Galaga-like boss or Space Invaders-like boss, and that's kind of where it came from.
Do you draw any other inspiration from more of the I want to say rhythm-based games that require no instruments?
Honestly, if you talk about the original inspiration, I think the best inspiration that kind of the whole feeling of the game came from was Super Hexagon.
Oh,
and
God.
yeah, if you think about Super Hexagon, like even the name, like Pixel Galaxy and Super Hexagon, it's got like the same like meter or whatever English class taught us to call those things, like syllables and stuff.
Yep.
It kind of has that same feeling to it. So that's kind of where the inspiration came from. Like really fast paced. You just pick up and play kind of a feeling. So I guess when it comes to rhythm, maybe that's what you're looking for.
Yeah. I was to say like Super Hexagon, some of the Bit Trip games.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Because like I'm getting a real feel of that. Get away from me.
Yeah, one of the things that if you pay close attention to with the game is we specifically counted like the beats per minute for all the songs that we made, and we actually timed the background bullet color changing to the beats per minute of the songs in the background whenever it's on screen. Yeah, so that you really like subconsciously you have this very strong like rhythm feeling while you're playing the game, and a lot of times you don't even notice it. And you're really never mind, I jinxed it. I was just about to say how good you are.
Jinxed. This is good. This is good. I need more sound clips of people saying that I'm good at video games so that I can just play it for the stream whenever I'm bad.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I mean, for pretty much a first run, you got to at least the third boss. And I believe with that run, you managed to unlock the next difficulty. So you can even try that if you want. I think definitely ready for it.
All right. Menu. Play. All right. Easier.
Easier.
So how long before you unlock another difficulty?
So whenever you beat the boss, the first boss of one difficulty, you get to unlock the next difficulty.
Oh, that is not fair.
And the final boss is the 100 seconds. It's the first boss of the final difficulty, which is that was a pain to play test.
Wow. That's quite a jump in difficulty.
And also one more thing to note is this game actually supports local co-op.
Ooh.
So yeah, I guess you're not technically in the same room as anyone else, but
I actually am.
Oh, well, if you want to hook up a second controller or just use the keyboard, you can always do co-op, and you can revive each other. It's essentially the same game, only there's two people stealing pixels from each other, and then whenever one person dies, the other person can revive them by touching them.
Oh. I want to grab as many of these like shooting bullet things as possible. No, go away.
I found the mechanic of the picking up things that shoot bullets very fascinating, because the more efficient you get at killing stuff, the fewer blocks you can kind of pick up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of where the balance is, right? Because if the bigger you are, the easier it is to pick up stuff, and you'll just get too big, and it kind of loses the fun. A lot of times with the game, we really wanted to balance risk versus reward. I mean, like for example, those things that shoot really crazy, like wavy patterns, and those things that kind of go vertically down the screen, you can pick up all of those actually. You can leave a giant trail of bullets if you pick one of those up. But in order to do so, it's actually really difficult. You have to know how to approach it at the right angle, what frames and all that. And so there's a risk whenever you try to do something like that. But the reward is very high. However, there are other shooters that are just a lot easier to pick up, and they're not very difficult when you do so. And the reward is lower that way. Oh, it's a mimic. Be careful about this one. It's you.
Oh, okay. What?
Yeah. There are a few really kind of mind-blowing bosses out there.
Whoa.
And be careful, it swaps you. So now you're the boss. So if you shoot down the boss too much, he'll swap you, and then you become really weak. So you have to shoot out your former self.
Oh my.
Wow.
That's some beautiful game design right there, I have to say. We have some questions in chat.
Oh.
One person is asking if this is maybe going to go to mobile. And then we've got somebody else begging for online co-op.
Yeah, so I guess so you actually killed him already. He's dead. You can pick up his dead corpse right there.
Oh, jeez, I thought I died there. I was like, no.
You killed him actually. So so to answer the two questions, mobile is something that we hear about all the time. Everyone always asks about that. The main concern that we had is we just don't know how to make a control that is so precise for a game like this. I know I've seen a few bullet hell games on mobile devices like iPhones and stuff. However, those games are usually very straightforward. A game like this, you have to rotate, you have to be really precise, and a lot of times bullet hell games have bullets coming from one direction. And one of the things that made this game so difficult is that there are bullets from all directions all the time. So if your finger covers up anywhere on the screen, you could easily accidentally die without realizing it.
And I think that's one of the hardest things to do for mobile is getting good controls, because I've seen really good games get ported to mobile and not be very good.
Yeah.
What am I dealing with here?
Yeah, that's the tunnel of love. Okay, just Just embrace it. Yeah, there you go.
Just embrace it. It's fine.
Yeah, one of the cool things you can do in that tunnel is that if you can shoot out the wall of bombs that come out that protect the guns, you can actually pick up the tunnel guns. Oh, you got shot there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But so yeah, with mobile, that's kind of the difficulty for this game. It's just really hard to make the controls work. And then when it comes to online co-op, I guess that's just kind of our inexperience when it comes to programming games. And we're indie, we're pretty new to all this. Doing online co-op, we're just not so certain that we're able to do it. And ultimately, it's like we're gonna have to spend a few months to figure it out. And where's that budget coming from? It's another question. So I mean, it's the typical indie kind of
It's a very rational
difficulty.
response, honestly. I mean, as like Robot Loves Kitty has we jumped into the industry with an MMO, which was not the smartest thing, and we learned a lot. It was basically our education. And I can definitely say from experience and just from hearing the cries of Robot the programmer, adding multiplayer into a game that's already mostly finished and isn't really designed for multiplayer is probably one of the worst things you can ever do to yourself as a dev. So I think that's a safe and smart way to deal with the game that you have here.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely believe that adding online co-op, it'll be great. Like, it's amazing. I would play it. I already play this game all the time still, even though it's done with my friends and people at work. But again, yeah, exactly what you said. It's porting it to or adding the online co-op component. It's just going to be so difficult, and there's only so much resources you have as an indie game dev, you know.
Yeah. Unless you sell like a bajillion copies of the game, you can't really support the game forever. You have to let it go and let it be free.
Yeah.
And make new games, which is something that you're doing.
Oh, I can't wait.
Oh, we have that too. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
Yeah.
Got another game to show.
By the way, yeah. So the other game here, it's very short. So I'm not sure if you need the entire half an hour just for that.
Oh yeah,
so I want to try this out a little bit longer before
I
we jump.
leave it to your discretion entirely.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, we can probably, maybe like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or maybe 20 at most, for the other one. It's a early pre-alpha, way less to show than this one.
Okay, I don't feel bad for doing what I did then. Oh gosh. Like, this is amazing. Like, you can play this for hours just listening to the music. I like this thing. Give it to me. The streamers are so good.
Sparkles.
Yay! High score.
Oh, new high score. Careful about the lightsabers.
Yeah, the lightsabers are great when you can grab them.
Oh!
Are you kidding?
So close.
That risk versus reward mechanic, I love it. It's beautiful.
The greed.
Now you said that you haven't really had a lot of experience. You're indie devs and you're kind of new to. How new are you? Like, what with your team? What kind of experience do you have prior to this game?
Yeah, so I mean, personally, I just graduated college about a year ago, and that's pretty much the same thing goes for the rest of our team. We started the game dev team like back when we were in high school, so we're all high school friends, and that's like back in 2008, and just kind of kept on working on smaller games here and there, but never really had anything major. We released another game before this game last year called Luna's Wandering Stars. Ooh, I saw what you tried to do there. That was close. That was really close. So yeah, I mean, in terms of experience, this is pretty much the first game besides Luna's Wandering Stars that we did, and Luna's is more of a puzzle kind of educational game than something like this. Yeah, I mean, I went to school for finance. I worked at the Federal Reserve and did mortgages with Wells Fargo and all that, and ended up deciding to make video games instead. Because I mean, who wouldn't, right?
That's awesome. So what role do you actually take in the game?
Yeah, so in the beginning I was an artist, and then eventually became a programmer as well. I had a couple years of programming back in school. And then nowadays, the team got so big, I mostly just do the producer kind of team management work. So with Pixel Galaxy, I was the first programmer behind this game. I did the prototyping, and then eventually I handed it off to people who actually know how to program. and then I just kind of jumped on purely design work. I designed at first I designed a lot of the kind of the waves of the enemies, how they're randomized, all that. Eventually I just kind of jumped into boss designs. So I designed every single boss in this game and some of the difficulty stuff. Yeah, pretty much generally just creative direction and everything.
Very cool. Yeah, it's beautiful as a result of an entire team's effort. How many people were involved in it by the end?
Yeah, so in the end, hard to say. I mean, yeah, the guy before me also had the same issue when you asked him the question, right? It's always hard to say as with an indie team how many people worked on something. But so right now we're like 11 people, and I would say we're around the same back then as well, just kind of different people. And you know, we work on a ton of games at the same time. We're always working on a lot of different games. So right now we're working on 7 different games at the same time with the 11 that we have. And then and we all kind of are involved with all the projects that we work on. Like for example, someone could be a composer on one of the games, and they could be an artist on the second one, and then maybe a project manager for the third game and a programmer for the fourth one. So like we always switch up a lot of roles and wear different hats, and we all but we all kind of work on all the games too.
That's an interesting way of dealing with a team and having multiple projects.
I want to consider right. Oh, too late.
You tried.
I was like, oh, I can go from behind and just take his soul. No.
Yeah, so the blade over here, this is actually my first boss that I designed. I knew exactly what I wanted to do with this boss as soon as it happened. It's kind of a Zelda-esque boss where you just had to avoid the giant blades that stab you and then try to shoot its core.
Oh, no. Come on, give me that. So easy, I want to just quickly say, isn't easy, as you can tell.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell that this took a lot of inspiration from Super Hexagon.
Yeah.
I know that in Super Hexagon, it was like hardest test, all that. Yeah, for this game, so I kind of took a different spin on it. I did easiest, easier, easy, and then there's normal mode, and then there's normaler, and normalist is the hardest one.
Normalist.
Wow. And like you're right, you cannot be big at all.
Yeah, and the game also features a couple other modes as well. The more you play, there's a passive mode that you can play where you can't collect anything, but you can. It's kind of like another. It's kind of like Touhou, where you can hold A button to turn yourself a little smaller and then move slower than normal, so that you can dodge more precisely. So there's the passive mode. We also have co-op, obviously, and then we have boss rush, where you can go through all 20 bosses just as one single white pixel and see how fast you can get through them.
Jeez.
Yeah, I think only maybe 1 or 2 people so far since we released the game has beaten it. I can safely tell you that no one on our team has beaten the boss rush.
That sounds like success to me.
Yeah, we purposely, so one of the visions that I had when we created this game is that we purposely made it so that there's enough difficulty for people who are better than us at this game to enjoy it. So that we made sure that this game, we're not the best people in the world at playing this game.
Grab that. Grab that.
That I think is generally what ends up happening. Even though you have so many hours in the game from playtesting and stuff like that, somehow some people are just amazing at things and make you feel bad about yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the inspirational teams to us is Team Hitbox with Dust Force.
Oh, Dust Force.
A lot of their design philosophies, we really take a lot of inspiration from. I mean, wait until you see the next game, you'll see what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
But for that, for example, they design levels where they are, not necessarily the world's best at, but they still have fun playing it. They're very good at it, and then they give out the opportunity for really really good players to have that extra kind of amount of fun compared to just the team.
Are you kidding me? I have to deal with this somehow.
You're good. You're good.
Give me this. There you go.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. Yeah, that's a really strong one.
And trying to balance it, like make sure that you have guns or shooting things on every. No.
Oh, good. Yep,
What?
got it.
More sabers.
Sabers are really strong because sometimes you can just rush into the boss and stab them, and then they're pretty much just dead.
Jeez. So I lost a lot of the good ones.
You're almost there. It's pretty close. Oh, there you go.
All right. Do I still have my little thing? I don't think I do. Oh, it's you again.
Yeah. So just for this boss, I recommend you stay in the center and far back. Yeah. There you go.
Come on.
This is kind of where bosses kind of start getting difficult, and you kind of have to start learning. Oh,
Achievement get. Shrek'd. Thank you. Oh man, I want to get to the next difficulty. This is easy, right? Easy. Yeah. Okay, this is easy.
Yeah.
I wanna see how far I can get into this. Wow. Okay. I don't think this is gonna happen, but I believe.
Yeah. Oh, you actually got it for a second,
And then it dropped.
And it dropped off. Yeah. Yeah. The Darth Maul. We call that the Darth Maul.
The Darth Maul. No, this is like, it's something that, you know, I could go play on easy and probably beat, but you know, anything above that is insanity. And like I'm a big fan of, like, I haven't played Touhou myself. Oh boy. I know of Touhou. I've played a game called Raiden, which is another bullet hell, and I love Raiden so much. Okay, Darth Maul, come on. Thank you.
Nice, you got it. So I don't know if you noticed, but there are like shield pixels and speed pixels as well.
Yes.
The Darth Maul pixel is a shield pixel, so it actually takes 5 hits to kill, which is really nice. So it doesn't just die off like normally.
And now it's like almost impossible to pick up any other pixels.
Yeah. Yeah, so one of the things that we really paid attention to was to make it so that normal difficulty is kind of where people start to get really challenged. Easy, it's still like, it's okay. Like if you try really hard, you can beat it. But normal is kind of where most people, you know, find themselves kind of stopping or like feeling like, oh, this is probably the highest one I can get to. And then normalist is pretty much for weird people who are like not normal.
I love that you have like this no hand-holding kind of levels of difficulty.
Yes.
Yeah, and one of the things that was really cool, at least for me, playing this game is I can play on normalist and really like, you know, have a really challenging experience. Or I can play on easiest and just zone out for like, you know, 20 minutes and just have fun after a long day of work and just sit there and just play through the game. So really like the difficulties, we kind of catered it to different circle. Oh, be careful about those like, bombs. We catered it to different types of experiences depending on like what you're specifically looking for. Oh, that one clipped you.
I'm still trying to figure out how to get rid of those 2 beams so I can take his soul.
Yeah, so its arms are actually weak. If you look at its, if you look at the hinges, it's the hinges of the blade that are the weak spots. So that's where you kind of aim to shoot. Essentially, if you just stay alive for a while, it should pretty much kill itself by running into you and your bullets.
Oh, see, because that's the thing. Like I thought I ran out of bullets there, and I was like, or bullet pixels.
Shooters. Yeah, so the bosses, we designed the bosses in a way where you're always gonna have guns. So bosses always spawn guns so that you can pick them up during the boss fight. So even if you have only just a white pixel going into the boss, you can always kill the boss, no problem. Well, maybe a little bit of problem, but
just a little bit.
You can still do it.
Oh my god. I don't like having my pixel unshielded.
Yeah, a lot of times you have like a Death Star situation where you just have like this giant ball of pixels, but this one hole in the middle, and then you end up getting sniped just through that hole.
Okay, well that's almost done. Can I steal you? Thanks.
Ooh, that was good.
Like I'm feeling the whole Tetris vibe right now. Except I can't play Tetris to save my life. Oh no. This is bad. Go away. Go away.
You're a little exposed. Oh, you're very brave.
I tried. Oh, okay, cool. Thanks. I'll take
Wow.
that.
Yeah. There's the hurricanes.
No way am I gonna get this.
So where are you based?
Yeah, we're located in Colorado, Boulder.
Oh, awesome. Okay, great. We've been talking to devs from like all over the world, so I have to kind of ask to just get a scope of whether I should ask the next question, which is, have you been showing this at PAX East or any of those other types of conventions?
Oh, you killed. Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Nice!
You guys
Good job,
died.
Rue!
You guys died at the same time.
I think we should get some hype in chat for that.
Yeah, no, so we showed Pixel Galaxy first at GDC last year at the ID Xbox event. Actually, this year we'll be at GDC 2 in the lobby bar, like those little booths that Xbox hosts.
Nice.
So yeah, for we also show it at the Denver Comic Con. That's kind of the local Comic Con over here. I'm trying to think. We were at PAX East or PAX Prime, sorry, PAX Prime last year showing the King's Bird. So it wasn't this game, but you know we. Oh wait, no, we did. Wait. We did so many things. Like don't even remember. We showed Pixel Galaxy at the Xbox Microsoft headquarters. With their PAX event that was happening. So it wasn't necessarily on the show floor, but they hosted their own event in the HQ. So yeah, I mean, we've shown the game a couple places, but it wasn't released until kind of all of those events were over. So ever since the game got released on Steam, we haven't actually shown it anywhere yet.
Okay, I'm not jinxing it. This might be it. Nope.
So how many projects do you actually have going on right now?
Yeah, so we got around 7 games right now.
With how many people working on them?
11.
Oh, okay. Wow. You guys are crazy. I love it.
Yeah, we do a lot of different types of work. You know, some contract work as well. You know, one of the cool things that we're doing right now is that we're working with children's hospitals to create kind of meaningful experiences for terminally ill children within the ages of 5 to 10.
Oh, wow.
To kind of create motivational experiences that kind of give them a sense of hope while they're going through chemotherapy. Because a lot of times studies have shown that video games can do a lot more work for them than you know, medication could. So you know, that's kind of the vision of our team. We want to create meaningful experiences that really change the way that people think. We want to create educational games. We want to create artistic games, and sometimes maybe even like business operations, facilitating business operations.
Whoa.
That's just, it's kind of taking my breath away. That's beautiful. Like, on a lot of levels, because video games really do have such a wide berth. Like, they can really reach so many different types of people, especially the working with the children in the terminally ill kit. That is just beautiful. I don't know. Yeah. That makes me want to cry.
Yeah, I think what inspired us is John Mackey, the CEO. I think he's also the founder of Whole Foods. He once said something like that Whole Foods' vision is to do whole foods, whole people, a whole planet, whole people. And it talks about how you know, it's important for companies to make money, just like how people have to eat food to survive. However, people don't just live to eat food, just like how companies shouldn't survive just to make money, right? There's so much more you can do with the time that we have on Earth, and why not do something meaningful? And if you're not doing something that changes the world, then you're kind of wasting your time here. So that's kind of our vision when it comes to creating video games, and you know, we help kids, you know, educational experiences. Luna's Wandering Stars, our previous game, we pretty much made it to trick kids into learning rocket science without them realizing it. So that's you know, kind of our take on something like that too.
Awesome. Very cool. We're at the 20 minutes till we have to wrap up. Do you want to switch over to the next game, or
can do so?
Just wanna, whenever you want, Z. This is your hour. You use it however you want.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. Hopefully it's not too short. But yeah, no, we'll go ahead and try it out.
Oh,
If Rude's experience is anything like mine, he'll be swooping around for quite a while.
I'm very, very excited.